Yep, I'm in Snowdonia and it's raining. Surprise, surprise. Anyway, I'm not going to complain because I'd rather be here than stuck at home near London. But I start this video, well, not at the bottom of a mountain in a car park, but actually at the top of a mountain. And I'm currently, while trying to speak to you, I'm currently trying to negotiate a scree slope. You can probably see it behind me. Maybe not the best of ideas, but I should probably have all of my attention on where my feet are going. But never mind. Anyway, yeah, I started at the top of the mountain because that's where I spent last night. I actually camped by one of the highest lakes you'll find on top of a mountain anywhere in England and Wales. If you fancy checking out that adventure, then yeah, please have a look at my last video. It was a cracking spot and the conditions were amazing. Even half an hour ago the sun was out and now look at it. It's not great. I'm just hoping that the rain doesn't properly set in and I don't get soaked. Because the plan today is to complete a bit of unfinished business. I was actually planning to head to the highest mountain in southeast Snowdonia, which is where I am today. And I meant to do it yesterday on the way up to the camp, but I was late, so I didn't have time. Wait. So that's what I'm planning to do today. We'll head in that direction and hopefully the views are going to improve a little bit. We shall see. But I tell you what, I suppose whatever the conditions do, it's part of the adventure, isn't it? So let's keep going, see what it brings us. Here we go, I've come down about 100 metres and there's a bit more visibility. Still not great, but better than it was. But I thought I'd stop just to admire these guys. I tell you what, they're bloody tough. You know, conditions up here are grim today and I'm sure they are most of the year. And these guys just get on with it. I tell you what, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, even Alexander Usyk, you know, greatest heavyweight boxers in the world. You guys have got nothing on these sheep. It's so much tougher. Keep going, gentlemen or ladies. I'm not quite sure which one you are, but either way, you're doing a great job. Keep being tough. Bloody hell, what the hell am I talking about? Let's keep going down and then find out where I'm going. Just stop to admire where I came from. I tell you, it's amazing how quickly you lose altitude. And also how quickly you lose your nerve when it's wet. It's a good job I wasn't filming, you know, because I don't know whether it's the same with all boots, but mine are like ice skates today. I tell you, it really is a good job I wasn't filming because I nearly went over more than once and yeah, did a few funny dances. Just glad to be on flat ground, to be honest. But while I'm here, I thought I'd show you actually the view. It's pretty amazing. Myself and my buddies here, these sheep, have got a pretty fine view of the Arenigs Mountains. They're those ones you can see in the distance. And I tell you, they're a pretty wild and remote part of Snowdonia. And it's a place I want to get to at some point. Come around a bit further. Not sure what these mountains are here, but I do believe one of those off in the distance may well be Arenigs Vale, which is a mountain I'm hoping to head to a bit later. We'll see how the legs do, see what the weather does. And yeah, that mountain over there and that big lump of cloud, you guessed it, that's where I'm headed. So let's keep pushing on. Well, as predicted, look at the weather now. Literally an hour later, and you wouldn't even think it was the same day. There's the mountain summit I'm aiming for. But before I get there, I've got this to negotiate. I'll tell you, I've already done quite a bit of this. I might start off filming, but I might have to put this away because these are pretty slippery. And you sort of cross in bog. And at times, it's literally, the plank is sort of falling to bits. And you've got no idea which way to go. I mean, that's absolutely hopeless. So I'll go around this way. It's pretty slow going. You can just see how boggy it is. I mean, anybody watching this from England? You know, this is the year 2022. We all know how dry this summer's just been. And I don't think there's been a huge amount of rain up even in Snowdonia. You can still see how boggy it is. So I'd imagine that, you know, with a bit of rain, especially during winter, this route would be pretty impassable in places. So one to note, you know, if you plan to do this, you know, and you come in when it's been wet, expect really, really boggy conditions. Make sure you've got the right footwear for it. That actually wasn't too bad in the end. Yeah, other than that, you know, when you're not crossing bog, it's actually a pretty clear path. You know, and looking at the OS map, it just follows this fence literally all the way along. So it's pretty impossible to get lost, even if the cloud comes in. Anyway, I have to put this away because negotiating this style with a full like backpack is never very easy. So I'm going to need hands at the ready for this. Oh. I've reached more of these planks. That one's seen better days, and I thought I'd stop, just to show you this. So yeah, it's not a very well plank, and either side, you can see my walking pole. Watch this. There's no bottom. If you went in here, my God, you'd be, well, I don't know, what could you compare yourself to? I don't know, probably a monster from Scooby-Doo or something like that. I didn't sleep particularly well last night in the tent, but this is really waking me up. And whoa, oh my God, you can say that. This is really precarious. I'm just gonna, I don't know, cross my fingers. I hope I get across this in one go. It's really slippery. Oh, and breathe. Oh, thank God. I really am hoping there's not too many more of these. Well, it seems I'm back to doing what I do best when I'm in the mountains, and that is sweating and panting. Oh, well, I didn't want the glasses on, but there we go. I think my round head has decided otherwise. Anyway, I know this is not particularly pretty at the moment, so I think the next you'll see of me will be on the summit. There is some cloud coming in again, so I'm really crossing my fingers that there's going to be a view. If I can make all this effort and then just end up with a foggy view, I'll be a little bit miffed, I won't lie about it. So let's cross the fingers and let's keep battling on. For any of you watching this who are keen hill walkers or mountain climbers, hopefully you know what I'm going through. A bit further back, I was looking at that big lump of rock thinking that that's what I had to scale. And I got to the top, I was feeling top of the world, and then I realised that I think I wasn't at the end. You can probably see it. That is definitely the top of Aran Fawddry. You can tell because you actually can see sort of the cairn at the top. So I'm not too far away, but it's just a bit soul destroying when you think you're so close and then realise that you're not there yet. And just to add an insult to injury, the weather came in again as well. It looks like it's just about clearing, but I have just been through that, and yeah, it started raining again. That teaches me for saying how great the weather was and how it's going to stay like that. Anyway, I do promise that the next time I see you, I will be standing on top of the world. Oh yeah, here's the summit. Let's go and do what's got to be done. Right, just got these few boulders to negotiate, and as expected they are really slippery and half of them are covered in moss, but I don't care. I'm quite literally top of the world. Let's move out so you can see me. There it is. Woohoo! Oh, what a great feeling. Reached the summit of Aran Fawddry, I believe it's pronounced, or it could be Aran Fawddry. If you're Welsh and listening to this, I would appreciate being corrected. But I reckon I need to stop talking here, and as I normally do when I reach the summit, I need to let the views do the talking instead. So let's do a 360 and cue the dramatic music. Let's go for it. Well, apologies for the wind if it's really, really loud. I suppose you've got to expect that when you're this high up. And this where I'm standing now, 905 metres. It is the highest point around for a hell of a long distance. In fact, your next highest point will be Mount Snowdon, going north, and that's the other end of the national park. So absolutely amazing. And as you'd expect, in this little hidden part of the national park, there's absolutely no one around. I've got this summit all to myself. And it's still, it's only September and it's a Saturday. So, if you were on somewhere like Cadair Idris, which is just behind me, that's slightly lower than this, but it's a much more iconic mountain. And, if you're around Snowdon, you'd have loads of other people around. But come up here and you've got the entire world to yourself. well, what can I say? They're just absolutely cracking, and it just makes the slog up here more than worth it. Those of you who are used to climbing hills will know what I mean. But anyway, I reckon I need to stop talking and let the views do the talking instead. Where I'm looking at the moment, looking down into a valley, and it's awe-inspiring. There's no other word to use. So I'm going to shut up and let the camera do. Let the nature do it, and let the camera do the talking instead. So check these views out. Oh, so well on the way to making my way down now. Still pretty windy at times, but I must say I'm actually glad to have picked up the path here, because actually for a little while back it just disappeared. So note, if you're planning to do this walk, just make sure you've got a decent map or a GPS, because without it, it's quite easy to lose your bearings, especially if the weather comes in, and the clouds drop, then you'll have no idea where you're going. But I don't know if you can make out sort of that cairn in the distance. I believe that is the summit of Driscoll. Again, apologies for my Welsh pronunciation. Yeah, it's 731 metres. So you can see I've already dropped a good sort of, 170 metres or so in about 20 minutes. I'll just head up there, and then it's actually quite an easy walk back by the looks of it. Although they could be famous last words. We'll see how we do. But this is great walking. I've got to say, this area, hopefully I've shown it already. Look at it, there's such a great sense of space here. And again, with no one around, it just makes it even more amazing. There you go, there's the summit back up there. And I know I wild camped last night, but there's just so many spots as well. If you're that way inclined, you're spoilt for choice around here. Anyway, let's push onto that summit and see what's over the next brow of the hill. So there we go, there's the summit of Driscoll, just past it. Nice little pile of stones that was. But I tell you what, again, the view here is tremendous. I don't know if you can make this out behind. I don't really go any closer, but I tell you what, that is one hell of a drop off. If I come round, check that out there. Absolutely stunning. I'll come back round the other way, because it's every bit as amazing that way as well. That is my line of this video. Look at that. So if my dad's watching, he'll be proud. That's his go-to line as well. Right, let's keep heading down. I've got no idea what to expect next, but it's turned out to be a cracking walk, this. So here we go, I'm on the home straight now. Not too far away, one path back to the car park. But I thought I'd give you one last look at this here. I tell you, if you love geography like I do, blown away by this landscape. It's just, I keep saying it's stunning, and I keep saying look at that, but there's a good reason for it. I'm not sure if I stop talking for a minute. I'm not sure if you can hear sort of that river down there, but you can sort of see all the little streams that are sort of carving out the landscape around us. And I'm guessing sort of going back far enough, this was all sort of carved by ice during the Ice Age. And all you're left with now is this amazing landscape, these really deep dramatic valleys. And of course, these days, you've got that amazing little patchwork of ferns over there. And then you just see all those little white, sort of distant, well, got a bit closer here. A few sheep down there, and then the distant sort of white dots of the sheep sort of littering the hillsides. Absolutely cracking. So I reckon that's a pretty good place to finish, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the walk and you've enjoyed the scenery. If you're somebody thinking about doing it, but you're worried about maybe, I don't know, it being too difficult, or maybe if you're going to go solo and you're worried about, I don't know, loneliness or getting lost, get yourself out here. It's amazing. Just obviously make sure you're prepared. If you do those things, you're going to have an absolute blast. So if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to press like and to subscribe to the channel, because it won't be long until the feet are itchy and I'm out here again. But until then, take care of yourselves, and if you're out there adventuring, keep safe. Most importantly, enjoy.